Welcome! You are listening to the Overseas Life Redesign podcast, where you'll hear fun, relaxed, and inspirational interviews with people who are really living the dream. I'm Dawn Fleming, an attorney turned alchemist, and your host for the show, coming to you from the tropical island paradise of Isla Mujeres, Mexico. This show was created for courageous souls willing to step out of their comfort zone and design a new way of life. You'll gain inspired midlife wisdom from those who have done it as we share experiences, strategies, and offer practical steps you can take to redesign your life overseas. Listen and you'll believe if you can dream it, you can achieve it. Okay, well, we're going to kick things off in style. You know what that means, Captain Tom?
Yes. It's our 19th wedding anniversary.
Yay!
I'm going to pop the cork.
All right. We're going to go ahead and have a toast to our 19th anniversary. So while he's pouring the champagne, I'll just give you a little bit of backstory if you don't know it. If you've read Claim Your Dream Life, you already know the story. But I am esposa number tres, that'd be 3, for Tom, and he was number 2 for me. So when we decided to get married, neither one of us was really into the whole satin and lace and big making a big fuss. So we decided to get married on our honeymoon. We went down to the British Virgin Islands. We didn't plan a thing, really. All we planned was where. The location. We picked the location. There's 40 islands in the BVI, and I had picked this sight unseen, the perfect location. We ended up sailing the islands for 16 days. And I told him, I'm like, I couldn't have picked a better spot if I had been here in person and selected it. So we had just everything really fell into place in such a magical way that it was really remarkable. You know, we look back on it, it was just like, wow. I mean, it was really all about setting an intention and just really watching it unfold in a way that was divine. I don't know how else to explain it, but we just said, we didn't get obsessive about, you know, what about flowers? What about a photographer? What about, and all these things showed up. We didn't even know we needed witnesses. Like we had to go recruit 2 sailing instructors as witnesses that came after a lunar eclipse. The night before we got married, there was a full lunar eclipse, just like what we had last night. I mean, Tom and I were on the rooftop and just watching it going, okay, this is just weird. So 19 years ago, exact same thing on the eve of our, you know, wedding or anniversary, we had this full lunar eclipse. So it was really remarkable experience. But anyway, salud, many more. Nice champagne. So anyway, so what I thought we would do, there's this great story because I know Memorial Weekend's coming up as well, which was when this event occurred. But before we left, we had done some research. We read, like, you know, I don't know if it was Fodders or, you know, whatever, these tour books that you can get from the library. We weren't really doing too much on the internet back then, were we? I mean, I guess I did do some research, but I was like phone calls and stuff to find the charter company even. But at any rate, he came across something in one of the tour books that said they had this wooden boat race.
Regatta.
Uh-huh. And
every year,
Memorial Weekend. And he said, gosh, that'd be so great. He was actively racing at that time. And he's like, oh man, I'd love to get on a race boat down there. And I'm like, okay, let's make it happen. So I'll let him go ahead and tell the story because it's pretty cool.
So we sailed around to all these different islands. And so we planned, we got to be over here. Foxy's was a bar, Foxy's bar. And there wouldn't
Famous bar.
And we got there maybe 2 days early to get a good anchorage inside, you know, and it got really busy, the anchorage. So on the morning of the regatta, Don and I went ashore in the inflatable and went and found Foxy's wife, who was the administrator for the regatta. And so he says, hey, I'm an experienced yacht racer, and I'm looking to crew on a boat. And so she says, okay, we'll get you something going. And so I looked around, I walked around, and they had the big trophy with all the, you know, plaques, the perpetual trophy, all the plaques and stuff. And there's this one boat I saw 3 or 4 times. This is Tiger Maru. The Tiger Maru. That might be a quick boat. So a little while later, Foxy's wife says, "Hey, come on over here. We're going to crew these people, these guys." And these two guys, I don't know, they were scruffy. They were scruffy there, and so but they had been childhood friends in New England, and they were both living in St. John's Island, which is in the U.S. Virgin Islands, the next island over. And so I said, "Oh, let's go. That's fine." And so I was getting ready to go, and they said, "Don, well, you're going too." And Don's crewed on race boats before, but not like I have. And so what happened was, okay, we're going to go, and so we jumped in an inflatable and went out there to the Tiger Maru. So anyway, these two fellas were Morgan and Julian and Morgan, and like I said, they were childhood friends. And so we took the inflatable out to the boat, and we got out there. We went, oh my Lord! It was a 1971 Polish-built 41-foot sloop, okay, that had seen a better day. And why is there duct tape around the wooden mast? Well, because he says, well, the mast broke. And we kind of repaired it.
Duct tape around the mast. Yeah. That's not a good thing.
So I went down and put my gear down. I went and put my gear down below, and I said, came back up. I said, Julian, why is there a couple inches of water in the sole of the cabin? And I looked over there's a chalkboard in there, and it said, fixed bilge pump. And I said, you need to fix that? And he said, yeah, it's fine. So he says, okay, I've got my gear on, and it says, okay, well, let's fire up the motor and pull out of here. Like, oh, the motor hasn't run in years. Okay, here we go.
No motor.
So we put up sails and sailed away from the mooring, and we got out there to the starting line, and we got a good start. But there's this other boat, this arch nemesis named Arendelle. So there are always all these races every year. They're always back and forth like this. So we took off, and they got a good start, and we were sailing way down, going fast. It's always windy down there in the Virgin Islands that time of year, always windy. So we were sailing along pretty good, and the boat's creaking, and the lee rail is wet, because it's heeled over so far. Don just wanted to get a little conversation going. He says, well, why do you have so much trouble getting crew? And he says, well, everybody thinks we sailed the boat too hard. One of those things, oh my God, it's an old wood boat and you're just thrashing it. But anyway, we placed second. There was 2 legs to the race. In the first leg, we placed second. Arendelle won that one. And then the longer one, it had more points in it. We were neck and neck the whole time, and we're racing downwind. We had a spinnaker up, a big spinnaker, and I'm back there in the back trimming the spinnaker, and it goes around the sheet comes off the spinnaker and goes around a turning block on the deck, and then it goes to a winch, and then I'm trimming the winch. Okay, so I'm watching and trimming. I have a lot of experience, and they said, come on, let's power up. We want to go faster. Okay, you want to go faster? We'll go faster. And then after a few minutes, I looked over at Dawn and I said, hey, Dawn, check this. And look, and the deck is lifting away from the hull and the big puffs. And the deck, the boat is actually coming apart. And the thing is that Dawn and I can both swim, and the water's 84 degrees. So if she sinks, someone will pick us up. But anyway, we were running downwind, and Arendelle, the other boat, is about the same size. And I looked over, and there's this calamity of engine running. And what it was is it had a 2-inch water pump up on the deck, strapped on the deck, and it was pumping 2 inches of water out of the bilge the whole time. So there's 2-inch streams going around. So that boat is in the verge of sinking any moment.
It's leaking so badly, that it's got a 2-inch stream of water that's coming out the side, like straight out. And I'd never seen anything like that before.
So anyway, we got a couple of good puffs, and we actually made it around the leeward mark with a couple of boat lengths on Arendelle, and then we ran back up to the finish, and we won our class. And there was Julian and Morgan were so excited; they're dancing in the back deck and everything. And they said, "Break out the ginger beer." I think they don't drink, and I said, "Well, do you have any regular beer?" "Oh yeah, there's a couple of regular beers down there, but they're warm because the
There's no refrigeration.
That broke a long time ago.
No cooler with ice. No.
So anyway, it was quite a story, but there's a wonderful picture of us with that trophy and everything. But it was a remarkable day on the water. It was not like my usual high-end race boats with everything perfect. So it was all right. That's a little story.
Yeah. Well, what was really cool about it was we just put it out there. I mean, we basically just showed up. I mean, when we went to Foxy's, it was like, hey, we're here and we'd like to do this. And it was like, okay, yeah, just go sit over there and you'll get a ride. Right. I mean, they hadn't come along yet because we went over like 9 o'clock in the morning or something. Yeah. And so it was just like, you were just there and you just had the opportunity come along, and we couldn't have imagined. Well, first of all, I couldn't imagine doing it. Like, I was like, no. I'm not a racer. He's the racer. You want him. Like, you don't want me. If I have to set down my cocktail, that's just really too much trouble. I'm not a racer. I used to go with him to Newport. He'd do this Thursday night beer can, which was 30 minutes down the bay and 30 minutes back. So in an hour, and not outside in the ocean, it was a nice calm bay. And then you're back in the yacht club and having cocktails and hanging out. And I was like, okay. And I didn't really do anything. I just sat on the boat. It was, they call it rail meet, which is basically you're just weight shifting from one side of the boat to another. When you tack, you change directions. That's all I'd ever done. I mean, I didn't even trim the sheets, the lines on our big sailboat. Tom mostly does that. I assist sometime, but I don't know how to trim the sails. I don't know how to make the boat go faster unless you move the throttle down. That's how I make the boat go faster. So this was kind of his dream, and I kind of got sucked into the process, and it was really fun. What was really fun was seeing these two 60-plus-year-old men, like Tom said, that had been friends since first grade, really embrace this race, being in the moment and having that long of a friendship. We just thought that was really cool. And it was when we heard that, people don't like to race with us. They have a hard time getting crew. Well, yeah, the bilge pump leaks and the blocks. In fact, you didn't mention it, but at one point during the race, when he's trimming the sheets, he's like, "John, stay away from that block because
let's go. You're gonna hit you.
It could fly over, and hit you or whatever." And that was kind of the biggest danger. And then I enjoyed the moment too, and we were going really fast, and like you said, the water was the beautiful Caribbean like it is here. But there was a moment when we were tacking, we were headed towards the rocks of one of the islands, and you're like, oh God, I hope we make the turn, and then of course you tack at the last minute before you go near it. But I mean, something could happen, and potentially that was the only danger that I really saw. Like you said, we both can swim. There's plenty of people around. We weren't really too worried for our safety, but it was exhilarating to say the least.
It was memorable.
And it's just one of those things. Like I said, we just set the intention and showed up, and I think that's a big part of getting what you want, making your dreams come true. It's just show up, decide what you want. He didn't know how, he didn't know where, he didn't have anybody to contact. I think about it, we don't even have any video of our whole trip because all we had was a little Kodak digital camera. We didn't have smartphones. We didn't have any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So we've got some lovely pictures, which I'll put a little album into the group so that you guys can see some of those. There's some really amazing boats. Remember that there was what did you call it? it's junk, Chinese
Chinese junk,
junk.
junk rig, yeah.
Rig, and there was like a dugout canoe thing
Yeah.
that somebody had
An
there.
island canoe that was.
Island canoe. There's some really amazing boats that were in this race. So as much fun as it was to do the race, it was really exciting to see the variety of boats that certainly we never saw in Southern California in the race circuit.
Yeah.
So I
just something
fun to share with you.
We'll be back in a moment.
Isla Mujeres is a Caribbean jewel off the coast of Cancun. Castilito del Caribe warmly invites you to enjoy our spectacular oceanfront villa located in the heart of El Centro and a short walk to Playa Norte, which is ranked one of the top 10 beaches in the world. With an ocean view of crystal clear turquoise waters overlooking both the Caribbean and Cancun city skyline, we offer a fabulous location for you to enjoy all the peace and tranquility you're looking for on vacation, while also taking in all the excitement the island has to offer, with activities either in walking distance or a golf cart day excursion away. Please visit CastilitoCaribe.com, www.CastilitoCaribe.com. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Is it time to go? Are you starving for adventure and new experiences? Ready to lower your living costs and upgrade your quality of life? Do you long for the freedom to live anywhere with the economic satisfaction of earning in paradise? Imagine waking up in paradise every day saying, "Pinch me, is this real?" You can live a happier, healthier, and more joyful life. Don't know where to start? Then grab our free Paradise Checklist to begin dreaming again and start defining your paradise. It's waiting for you at paradisechecklist.com.
Welcome back to the Overseas Life Redesign podcast. Thank you so much for being here, and we invite you to subscribe if you like what you hear.
So we will kind of shift gears now and go into the big announcement, which I have been busting at the seams, ready to make this announcement and, let you guys know what's coming. And I finally get to, so I'm so excited. I've been working on it for a while. It's been quite a journey to, figure out where we wanted to go. But basically, when I said it's a farewell party, the Overseas Life Redesign community is moving off of Facebook. And we have a new platform that we will be doing these weekly live shows in, and all of the other things. And I was actually in the midst of trying to record a video for you, and it didn't happen. So this is our new platform. I'm going to give you just a quick tour today of our community platform Circle. And that way you'll kind of have a little sneak peek on the ins and outs and be able to settle into your new home. First and foremost, I chose Circle because I looked at lots of different platforms, you guys. I mean, I really, honestly, for probably a good 6 to 8 months, I've studied, I've analyzed different platforms to be able to host our community on. And I chose Circle because this platform is really a distraction-free environment where we can really focus on the transformation at hand. Now, I love social media. I love what it's done for my business. I love how it has connected us with, really amazing human beings that, we love. And yet, when I want to do something, I want to go to a group, and too often I'll get there, I'll want to do something, and I get completely distracted. And maybe you guys can relate to this. But what I love about this, when you're really ready to focus on creating your overseas dream life, getting clarity, discovering what you need to focus on, what right actions you need to take, and connect with our folks, you get to be in this beautiful distraction-free environment. And once you're here, you can do all the things and walk away feeling really nourished and like you've accomplished something really meaningful and value out of the time here. So I'm going to just dive in real quickly, just a short interview. I'm going to be recording a overview video that you can watch on your own. But over on the left-hand side, this is what they call spaces. And you'll see the OLR, there it is, the OLR community here. These are spaces. So I know many of you have taken my free workshop, and I am going to be relaunching workshops. And this is where they're going to be. They're still going to be free. They're still going to be full of value. And what's coming, haven't exactly set the date yet. It'll be next month, but the next iteration of the workshop is going to be just a one day. People are so busy. Folks that I serve are busy professionals and business owners. So we're just going to do a one day workshop, probably on a Saturday. And that's going to be the beta workshop. So we're going to actually take the time to unpack exactly how you do a beta test. You've heard about it. If you've seen Paul and Diane's video, they both talked about beta tests. I know Dawn Neese is here. She and her husband, Mick, did a beta test last fall. It is golden. And so we're going to go dive deep into what is a beta test? What do you need to know to get the certainty that you need? So that's going to be another space. And as we build out this community, there's going to be lots and lots of other resources for you. But obviously, you're going to want to start here. And when you do, you are going to see a welcome video from me. There's me in the Overseas Life Redesign hat. And it's just a short, 2-minute video talking about this community. And then read this first. It's just, we believe simplicity is divine. And that's one of the things I'm so excited about in moving to this platform is I am going to be able to help walk you through, take you by the hand and walk you through step by step by step. It's not complicated. You're not going to be wondering, where do I find this? Where do I find that? It's going to be super simple. I've put together a lovely starter kit for you. And so you can go through that, and really it's designed to help you make the most out of this community. We have other fun stuff like why your overseas plan fails, training that you can watch, and make sure you don't do these things. You can take a tour and get support, and you'll learn more about the Overseas Life Redesign community and also the OPATs. That we're going to be doing more with that. That domain is active and growing, and it's going to be just chock full of resources for you. So this is really for you. And I did a lot of research, like I said, to find a platform that I thought was going to give us everything that we need. I love this little celebration station to celebrate your wins. It could be something simple. Maybe it's booking a paradise vacation with a purpose, or a beta test, or finishing the book, the Claim Your Dream Life book, sharing what you like most about it, completing your financial forms. There's all kinds of things we want to celebrate you. Let's face it, the world we live in is pretty negative right now. We want a positive space where we can celebrate you, where we can help you and really pour into you. So this is a dream come true for me. It's really a place that I'm going to be spending lots of time with. And, one of the things I love about it is it's going to be home for everything. Our community, our virtual events that we host, the courses that we offer, high-level programs. So as you get more and more involved in the OLR community, we can add you to the spaces that you're wanting to participate in, whether it's a virtual event like the beta test or something else. And we have a Dream Life Accelerator that's going to be happening. You want to pour rocket fuel and get fast results. We're going to be announcing the next Paradise Vacation with a Purpose trip to come down and stay at our lovely vacation villa, the semi-private retreats here in Isla Mujeres, and more. So this is our new home. And what I love most about it is the more you get involved, you don't have to go all to these different platforms and be over here for this and be over here for that and go to Facebook here and LinkedIn and Zoom, and all these beautiful things are here in one home for you. And honestly, I get excited this. I'm really devoted to serving you, whether, we are in a paid program or not. And we're here. The bottom line is Tom and I are here to serve you. We care most about helping you fully realize what's possible. And so I hope you have some fun with it, make some friends here and learn some things. And I cannot wait to see you in paradise and to see you in this lovely platform. So, but what I'm going to do, we had a few questions submitted. So I actually have a new resource that's coming out. That's the top 10 questions that people ask about creating their overseas dream life. And so that is not quite ready. It'll be released probably before the end of the month for sure. It'll be a resource that is going to be in the Circle community as well, but it'll have all of the questions and answers that, the top questions. I went through and found those in the group, and we're excited to get your questions answered so that you can get the information that you need to go to the next step. So that's all that we have for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. And we, starting next week, these broadcasts are no longer going to be on Facebook. They are going to be in the Circle community, and they will also continue to be available as podcasts. But if you want to, be able to see these videos that have extended content in it, I do edit them for the podcast, so I don't include all of the announcements and updates and things that are going on with the community on the podcast. So if you want to participate in that, I'll be sending out the link to the Circle group. It'll be in the next newsletter that comes out on Saturday. And of course, our Dream Lifers will be in right away. For those of you who are part of the Dream Life Academy, you are going to be getting those right away. So you can go in, check out Circle, and give me any feedback, if anything, any glitches or anything. I think it's working well. But just in case, we'll give those their beta test run of the Circle community. And again, this is free, you guys. This is not anything that there's a cost involved with. This is a free resource that we are providing. We're investing in it. There is a cost, but this is something we are providing because we are so dedicated to making dreams come true. So keep an eye out for that link. It will be posted in the Facebook group, but you're going to see a "We've Moved" sign when you go to the Claim Your Dream Life group, and there'll be a link to the Circle community. So with that, have a great night. We are off to a celebratory dinner at Limon, the #1 restaurant on Isla Mujeres, to see our friend Sergio, and we wish you the best. We'll see you next week.
This episode of the Overseas Life Redesign podcast was brought to you by our sponsors. Thanks for tuning in. Did you love this episode of the Overseas Life Redesign podcast? Then please subscribe to our show and leave us a nice review. It's very much appreciated. We invite you to visit paradisechecklist.com and download our free Paradise Checklist to start your journey. We'd also love for you to become part of our Claim Your Dream Life community. Thank you for listening.